Have you ever pondered the origins of poetry and its evolution through the ages? Today, we delve into the life of one of the greatest poets of all time, Li Bai, from the Tang Dynasty. Li Bai was born in the year 701 AD, a year of prominent changes and developments in the realm of Chinese literature. This period was marked by a nomadic lifestyle, and his family was no exception. They moved across the vast and diverse landscapes of China, bringing him up amidst the picturesque views of mountains, rivers, and valleys. This exposure to the beauty of the natural world was instrumental in shaping Li Bai's perspective towards life. As he grew older, his thirst for understanding and knowledge became insatiable. He threw himself voraciously into learning, soaking up every piece of information, every intellectual stimulus available. The diversity of the places he visited and the philosophies he encountered expanded his horizons and opened his mind to a multitude of ideas. Li Bai toiled to master various subjects. His interests ranged from astronomy to botany, from philosophy to the arts. As he delved into these subjects, he began to develop a profound admiration for the world around him. He saw beauty in the simplest of things and expressed his awe and wonder through words woven intricately into poetic verses. These verses were not just mere words, they were reflections of Li Bai's own experiences, his emotions, and his observations. His poems were filled with romanticism, a deep appreciation for nature, and a celebration of the human spirit. His early exposure to multiple cultures, traditions, and philosophies created a fertile ground for his budding literary talent. The seeds of his poetic genius were sowed in those early years, and as he grew, so did his prowess. His ability to portray the most complex emotions and experiences with such simplicity and grace was unparalleled. His poetry was marked by a distinctive style, a unique blend of profundity and simplicity that resonated deeply with his readers. His words seemed to breathe life into the landscapes he described, the emotions he expressed, and the stories he told. Even as a child, Li Bai demonstrated a unique talent for words and a deep love for nature, setting the stage for his future as a celebrated poet. The impact of his work was far-reaching and his legacy timeless. To this day, Li Bai is remembered as one of the greatest poets in the annals of Chinese literature. As Li Bai grew older, his passion for poetry intensified. His early years were consumed by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and understanding. In his adolescence, he embarked on a journey across the expansive lands of China. He moved from one city to traverse mountains and explored various landscapes. The enormous terrains of China were his canvas. His words were the vibrant colors with which he painted masterpieces of poetry. From the lively bazaars of Chang'an to the serene peaks of Mount Tai, Li Bai's experiences across different Chinese regions breathed life into his verses. He crisscrossed the country, absorbing the people, the scenery, leaving no stone unturned. His travels across China were not random wanderings, but conscious efforts to immerse himself in the diverse ambiances of his homeland. During his travels, Li Bai encountered numerous scholars and intellectuals. These meetings were not mere coincidences, but significant occasions that shaped his unique style of poetry. He indulged in profound discussions, exchanged ideas, and even engaged in friendly competitions of verse with his fellow poets. Each interaction enriched his poetic style, adding more depth and dimension to his work. One of his renowned poems, Quiet Night Thoughts, was birthed during this period. His words captured the tranquility of a moonlit night, echoing his solitude and longing. Another poem, Drinking Alone Moonlight, revealed his love for nature and the serenity he found in solitude. These poems and many more bear the hallmark of his experiences and the influence of his peers. As time passed, his poetry evolved, becoming more intricate and thought-provoking. His verses were more than just words, they were a vivid portrayal of the world he lived in, reflecting his deepest thoughts and emotions. His work was imbued with romanticism and an appreciation of nature, echoing his profound love for the world. Li Bai's experiences and interactions during his youth were significant contributors to the richness of his poetry. His journey across China, his meetings with other poets and scholars, and the encounters he had, played a decisive role in shaping his poetic masterpieces. The amalgamation of these elements birthed a unique poetic voice that still resonates today. Li Bai's experiences and interactions during his youth greatly enriched his poetry, making him one of the most respected poets of his time. Li Bai's poetry reached new heights during the Tang Dynasty, earning him the title of Poetry Immortal. The Tang Dynasty, often hailed as the golden age of Chinese literature, provided a fertile ground for Li Bai's creative expressions. In this golden era, his poetry evolved, grew, and flourished. Each verse born out of his pen was a testament to the vibrant and diverse world he was part of. Li Bai had a keen eye for observing the world around him, and this attention to detail was reflected in his poetry. His verses were a rich tapestry woven with themes of nature, companionship, and the binary of life's pleasures and pains. An ardent nature lover, Li Bai's poetry was often an ode to the beauty of the natural world. He skillfully painted vivid pictures of towering mountains, murmuring streams, and the hustle and bustle of city streets. His verses resonated with a sense of awe and wonder towards the elements. They were not just descriptions of the landscapes he observed, but a deep exploration of his own thoughts and feelings. When Li Bai wrote about nature, readers could feel their senses come alive. They could almost hear the rustling leaves, see the glimmering moon's reflection in a serene lake, or feel the cool, refreshing mist on a mountain morning. His words were a window to the enchanting essence of the landscapes he observed. However, Li Bai's poetry didn't exclusively focus on nature. It also delved into human relationships, particularly friendships. His verses celebrated the bond between friends, creating a warm tapestry of shared experiences, laughter, tears, and the joy of companionship. His words subtly reminded us of the significance of relationships and the profound impact they could have on our existence. Life's dualities were not lost on Li Bai too. His poetry touched upon the joys and sorrows of life, capturing the human condition in all its rawness. He celebrated life's delights, understanding their ephemeral nature, and equally acknowledged its pains. His verses oscillated between our highest highs and our lowest lows, mirroring the spectrum of human emotions. Some of his most celebrated poems from the Tang Dynasty include Quiet Night Thought, Drinking Alone by Moonlight, and The Road to Shu is Hard. These poems, like his others, brimmed with a deep sense of emotion and a profound understanding of the world, making them timeless classics. Li Bai's poetry was a remarkable journey of observation, contemplation, and expression during the Tang Dynasty. Li Bai's poetry from the Tang Dynasty remains widely read and loved to this day, testament to his extraordinary talent and the timeless appeal of his work. Li Bai's life was a testament to his unyielding spirit and love for poetry. His works continue to inspire poets and poetry lovers. His poetic brilliance shone brighter with time, guiding poets and admirers alike. His works have been translated into numerous languages, making him a global figure. His verses have transcended cultural and linguistic barriers, demonstrating the universality of human experiences. His poetry has found its place in classrooms worldwide, creating a spot for itself in academia. Students across the globe study his poems, appreciating his unique style. His verses have become a source of inspiration and a window into the rich heritage of the Tang Dynasty. Many contemporary poets, including the English poet Ezra Pound and the Chinese poet Bei Dao, have been influenced by Li Bai. They've drawn inspiration from his verses, infusing the spirit of Li Bai into their own work. Li Bai's life and work serve as a powerful reminder of the enduring power of poetry. His words, penned over 1,000 years ago, continue to resonate with readers across the globe, proving that true art is indeed timeless.